Our mission from day one has been centered around Jesus' words in Matthew 28, where he said, "Go and make disciples." No matter where you're at on your spiritual journey, there's going to be some pressing in your life. There's going to be some conversation that you're having with God that you haven't had before, and you're going to be taken to a different place. Can you imagine if everybody that called Illuminate Community Church their church home, if they had that kind of conversation with God? It's the idea, God, what do you want to do in me? And then, God, what do you want to do through me? Well, it was about 5 years ago. In fact, this is the actual place right around the corner. Our living room is where the church began. What was a group of about 20 of the most amazing people that you can imagine, and what we now refer to as a dangerous prayer. And that prayer was, God, we want to get involved in something that's destined to fail unless you show up.
People just gathered around on our couches and on our dining room chairs, and we just prayed together and laughed together and cried a little bit together and just laid out what we were feeling God was leading us to.
It was never, hey, we have this building or we have this preacher, let's build a church around that. It was always, God, we're being led, we're being compelled to step out on our own, and we need you to show up in a big way or we're going to fail.
We felt like we stepped off the edge with no safety net, and as soon as we did that, it was as if the hand of God just went, nope, I've got you covered. I know exactly what you need, and I know when you need it, and I'm going to give it to you.
The response that we saw just initially was just an affirmation that I think people were hungry for a work of something new that I think God was doing here at Illuminate.
To see God work in people's lives as he has done, to see people get saved, to see people get baptized, to see marriages get healed, addictions overcome. I'm just really thankful, that God has given us the opportunity to do ministry in this way. One of the heartbeats of Illuminate is we are a gospel-centered church. We are always talking about Jesus. And then we're also unique in that we have an outreach focus that is a little bit gritty. Our dream and our people's desire to get involved and do these things is not small, it's big. This idea that we would be a gift to our city is something that we take very, very seriously. What we want them to say is, you know what, this church makes a difference in our community, and I'm glad that they're here. In light of where God has brought us to this point, we do have some certain limitations, and so we want to be able to take the lid off of those limitations. So right now we're bumping up against the ceiling, even in terms of the amount of people that we can fit here in our worship center.
We don't want to just minister to the people that are in our doors now. We always want to make sure that doors are open and our arms are open for that person who feels lost.
We want to reach people for the gospel, and we want to have an environment where, think of it as a no judgment zone, where people know that once they set foot in here, they can feel comfortable and they can allow the Spirit of God to work on their heart through the things that we're doing here.
If you've been down the hallway at all on a Sunday morning, you know that it's feeling really crowded with the number of kids that we have in there, so we need more space. So imagine having designated space for our kids, not just for Sunday mornings, but so that they can have a spot where they can hang out and be together all during the week. We're also talking about increasing our outreach potential. We can do those kinds of things if we have a solid home base from which to send forth our people and to continue to be that lighthouse that we've always talked about being.
To me, that's what the future holds, is giving us a permanent base to work from and see where God will take us out into the further reaches of this community, the further reaches of the state, the country, and the entire world.
This is going to be a journey of transformation for the entire church. It's a journey of becoming a disciple, understanding exactly what it is that God wants for us, and then stepping into it as a church family together. And I'm so excited that we get to do this together.